Builder Worlds. This is a Necromunda builder. In fact, this is part 2 of the Sump Promtheum Station, fueling station build, and it's going pretty hot on the heels of part 1. So at the end of part 1, just to recap, what do you mean you haven't seen part 1? Oh, go and check it out. It's part 1, it's in the playlist, there it is. If you have seen part 1, you'll know that we got to the end of it where I was still in the assembly process, bits of plastic being stuck to bits of plastic being stuck on wood. This video is going to start with me doing some more digging through the cack. And we shall add a whole bunch of whimsy to this model as we go. I do apologise, there wasn't a great deal of whimsy and whimsical in the last video for those of you who like to play the drinking game, and there probably won't be that much whimsy in this one, although that's 1, 2 whimsy, whimsical 3, 4, that might be 4 whimsy, 5 whimsy, 6, you should be drunk before we even actually get into the actual build. So we're going to crack on with this. This video has got the final assembly, the detailing, the painting, and hopefully, if I get my life sorted out and I've got somewhere that I can put them out, a number of sump boards all assembled together so we can start to see what this massive project that's been going on for a couple of years now is starting to look like. So, without any further ado, let's get on with the build. Get out of the way. Yeah, I know, the finished model's just behind me. But you've got to watch all the other bit first, see how it got there. We interrupt this important broadcast with a very important pre-Christmas message. This is my special edition Prometheum Builder World's Christmas t-shirt. Hope you like it. Ho ho ho, now I have a Proxon. It has on the back of it Prometheum Builder Worlds logo. It is like the other Prometheum Builder Worlds t-shirts from that point of view, and you can get this t-shirt by well, go to my Facebook page and message me, or message me, follow the link down below, and email me, or give me a shout off the Patreon page. A Prometheum Builder World t-shirt, any of the 3 designs that are on the screen now, can be delivered to you in the UK for £22. If you want them further afield, I'll have to investigate some more postage. Do please contact me. In the meantime, if you want to get one on time for Christmas to be ho-ho-hoing, then place your order now. More details on the Prometheum Builder World's Facebook page. Back to the build. Nice one. Ho ho ho. Now, I have a Proxon. Alright, we're digging through more cack. Trying to find something to put this whole structure on. Loads of little things here. Do you know what? I've got some cool things in here. That is a printed figure that I designed on Hero Forge, which would be quite cool in Necromunda. But not what I'm looking for right now. Oh look, someone, I can't remember what spruce that. I'll have to go back and watch the old videos. There's a thing for... I want a goalpost affair, but something a bit bigger than that's in the more sturdy looking than it's in the marketplace stuff. I might not be able to find it. That's pretty fucking chunky. Got a big thing, but probably too big, really. I might have to, let's see that. That's from the Necromunda Fortress thing. That might work quite well if that was. Fiddle around with that for a minute. So, oh, look, some bits off one of them that I've cut up before. Now all I need is a gold ball. Sweet. Just need a girder to go up the top. Oh, and then there are these kind of things as well. Are they from the fortress? There must be staircase supports. Is that staircase support? Might not want to use that on this model though, because might want to save that for next model. On that, sodium bicarbonate. That's kind of handy. I'm going to need that. Oh, there's loads of it in there as well. When I'm weathering this mother. What's another? They're not tall enough though. This is the kind of thing that's cool when you've got this much stuff. Now this is quite neat. This is oh, this has got nothing at all to do with what I'm looking for, but I might use this. This is off a Doctor Who toy. I can't remember what it is. It's a big bloody great big yellow kind of phone box, some drop thing, but I might use it on the back of the because that could be, this stuff here could be kind of like fuel lines and things, couldn't it? That would be really cool. Mobile ladders. That's a solid bit of sprue. That's why. See, I'd chuck stuff away, and look at that, it's all piping and stuff. God, what's so many of those doors? Now that, of course, is Necromunda doorways as well. I could do a thing. Oh, I'd do a thing with that. Yeah. I wonder if they got back. Look for more of that, Tim. Digging through the cat. There's no one knows. I need just one more. Woohoo! Can I go back to back? Yeah, look, oh, okay. Be even better if I could find a new foot. No, that's fine. Oh shit, broken that bit. See, you don't get this kind of quality TV on other people's channels, do you? Oh, hell no. Bet you don't. I wouldn't know myself, but bits of random bits of wire mesh and shit. Right, that might do. Put that box of cack away. Now, while we're here, just going to give a shout out to Film Deg Miniatures and his channel, mainly because I've thoroughly enjoyed watching a whole series of videos of old luminaries from the Games Workshop world talking about old game systems, taking me right back to the 90s. Really cool, splendid set of videos, nice one. Currently I'm watching one about Jervis Johnson talking about grand tournaments and that kind of stuff. It's cool, really good series. If you haven't watched them, just a plug for another site. Check them out. You probably have by now. Most nerds have. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. Back to fiddling and plastic. Cool. Okay, so there is the platform. Should we do some zooming, Tim? Got a good idea, Tim. Okay. Here's the platform I'm going to build on. And digging around a bit, found these. Probably don't need that bit. These are door supports from one of the other box sets. Well, what they do make is pretty cool, kind of like just walls. So I might stick one on there like that, and you trim down the back so they'll go together properly. That looks pretty cool. And then one together on the other side. See, at the minute it's got, don't need that bit, but I'll hold that in place. That like that, and then that like that over there. That gives me a really good solid kind of like structure to hang maybe piping girder. I want this to look like it's been cobbled together. Could even have a bit hanging out one end. Cut off all the spruey bits, but leave some of the rough stuff. Just conveniently, look, these things have got groove in them, so they could actually, that'll sit in there quite neatly, and then I can hang on with curtains and stuff like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm saving this bit for later. So what do we need? Craft knife, Stanley knife. Let's trim. Have a look in a moment. Alright, so here we are, look, and let's just move that into shot. I haven't stuck anything yet. I've put these two things together. Going to use this big bit of sprue as a girder, which is already looking pretty cool. This one bit of shelter from the marketplace I'm going to hang over the back, which is going to be ace because I can have legs holding that up. It's going to be really neat. And then I might use either one of these ash waste things off the other side. That could be quite cool. Or more marketplace, maybe just half one of these and a bit to block out the odd side. This is really kind of neat. I like it a lot. It's a really good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim up this pipe to the right kind of length. Although it doesn't matter if it's too big and raggedy, but really about there-ish. On one end, clunk. So I've got a big goalpost type affair that hangs over that side. And see, I like that as a broken bit of pipe. Shit, I've just thrown away the other bit risky. There we go. I could stick that on and have that hanging down as a bit of an outpipe, especially as it's got an hole in it. Well, they've basically gone and got a piece of massive piece of piping. I could re-stick that, hang that down maybe, but nevertheless that's kind of neat. So I need to trim that up a little bit. What I've got to do is make sure it doesn't look like sprue in the finished model. That's the important thing. But then by the time it's got there we go, cutting away from me and not sticking the knife into my body. Yeah, by the time it's got rust effects and various other bits and pieces, bicarbon texture on it, it won't really look too much like a sprue at all, I don't think. Bits of grey plastic pinging all over my workshop. Right, there we go. Gonna hang that like that. That's going to hang over the edge like that. Then I'm going to glue that on there. Nice, it's been riveted on one side. Wicked. Stick that. See you. Have a look in a minute. All right. So here we are. Look, this is how I've got so far. Now I've got quite pleased with this actually, considering it came from a bonkers idea. Using several bits of shop, pipes on an angle. We've got a nice looking tent, effectively. I could put the odd detail in. I'm not going to put loads of detail in there, but it needs bunk beds or something, and some cack lying around. I've put one support leg on here, but the other one is not going to go on because it's going to butt up to something else, I think, on the actual vessel. So I'm leaving that to dry. Let's bring over the main model and stick it on there, perch it on there for the moment, just so we can have a look and see what it looks like. Quite pleased with that. There we are. So there's the main bit. Now I've gone and found a couple of other I don't even know what that's from. This is not 40k spare, but it's an engine of some kind, but it fits really nicely in the torpedo engine slot. So I'm going to put that in there like that, because then that looks like it's part of the remains of what actually propelled this ship. But then this, you see at this end, I could do with some more gubbins in here. I was going to use half of this, but I found all of this, this pipe, and actually this pipe is going to go over this end. I've stuck an outlet from the Prometheum thing there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that in the water, I think, like that, one way around or the other. I need to trim the bottom off that, and then that's going to sit attached there, and I'm going to have a vent out on that, and then I'm going to have my quayside here. This is really coming on actually. I've gone from being a bit stuck and not wondering how it's going to work to actually getting quite a cool structure. So this is quite neat. This is going to need ladders up and down. I could even have another bit of walkway across here to support that. That might be quite nice. So there's multiple layers on this model. Just about enough room. I need a Necromunda figure. I haven't got any Necromunda figures lying around. That's very unusual. There's just about enough room to get under there, but there's quite a lot of clutter on here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's quite neat. I like it. I could really just do with some bit of gubbins to go on the end there to finish that end of engine. I need some kind of engine-y block type malarkey. I wonder if I could use one of these. I've got some bits of Hadron Raider dome things here. That might do it if I put two of those together. Those two clearly are not designed to go together. Or are they? Yeah, they must be, surely. Surely they're made to go together. What do if you trim the bits of shit off, Tim? Oh, there's one. Here's one we made earlier. See, that might do that like that. I could shunt that down there as much as I can there. That then will butt up against like that. That's an interesting shape. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Okay, we're going to stick this bit in place. Just stick that on there like that. That goes on there like that. Plug. Turn that one around. So that's got a back bit there. Cut that bit of crap off. Do that like that. Basically, I'm trying to get rid of this tube bit. Yeah. Lose that bit. Pow. Right, well, it must be dinner time, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually doing this in the earlier hours of the evening. Dinner time? Did you hear that? That was Alexa. That was my little Welsh man in the kitchen telling me it's dinner time. So what I'm going to do before I go in for dinner is I'm going to stick this bit on, and then hopefully by the time dinner's finished, whoops, it'll be good and solid. Getting on nicely. Going to have to find some tissue paper to do the water effect. Okay, so... Okay, so this is now stuck on pretty solid. I'm now working on a platform to go on the end here. Because it's Necromunda, so it needs loads of levels, loads of platforms. There's a bit of me going, oh, leave it. It's got enough on there now. I need to do some bits around the back. I've put a little key alongside here. And this needs some pipes and things running down from the Prometheum tanks, but that's kind of there. This could probably benefit from some scatter like oil drums and stuff. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just building a column, I think, trying to find little square bits and little cross bits to make a tower tall enough to mount another platform, a small platform on the back. That's currently not enough. Not really, I'd like it to be a little bit taller. I could go hard up against the back of the boat. Ish. What I don't want is anything kind of hanging out over the board, because that will make it difficult from a storage point of view. But then I could have sworn I had some bits of bloody walkway. Because then what I want to do is that. Alright, go on. Stick that to that, and then that will walk on there like that, and then that will do that like that, and then I've got a walkway across there like that. Although the problem is this walkway will lead to this bloody big thing here. Now the problem is that they're not regular octagons. These bits are thinner than that one, so I had to go this way around to get this across here. But this gives me this awkward bit here, so I am going to have to make a bit of a walkway there. But nevertheless, I could potentially stick that on there. That could stand in there like that, and then that could actually go up a bit higher. But then that's coming out of the water, which will look a bit weird. Or will it look a bit weird? I don't know if it'll look a bit weird. Now, all I need to do is chop a bit off the back there. That gives me a nice thing there, and all I need then is a bit of a step out here, so I might just lay some higgledy-piggledy planks across there. Kind of cool. This is actually going to turn out really neat. I like it. I'm going to leave most of that, I think, blank water space around there, because sometimes I haven't got enough water on the thing. None of this thing. You can kind of walk on that, but it's not really safe to walk on that, which is kind of cool. I want a few details on the inside, but actually, I think I'm mostly going to be done with it. Right, just cut that, improve that, stick that on there. We'll have that coming out of the water. Type malarkey. Stick some of these together. That is stuck together on there. That's not stuck on there. I'm going to stick all this. You don't need to watch me sticking. Okay, so just down here and on the other side, there are little holes in the bottom of the boat where wheels would have been put in, so you can drive this model around on your living room carpet. So I'm going to use some hatches or some bits here. These are actually stairs, I think, from this kit. Who's this from? Maelstrom's Edge. Going to cut those off. Going to put those over there. I'm going to put a couple more of these on to just stick them on to the bottom of the boat in places, just to add a bit of texture. That should just sit over the top of that, and that'll look alright because it's sitting over a hole. It works quite well. I'm going to do with the same on the other side. Like that, which should look pretty good. Okay, so turn it round now. I want some stuff here. It's quite good as it goes. I don't really think it needs masses more, because otherwise it will just get clogged up. There's quite a lot on there. I think it needs something here on the prow, but then that might be the place to have this windy up thing. I need to cut the bottoms off this, mount that somewhere, possibly. I could have a little platform across here, add a little ladder up. Need ladders to go up onto the model here. I could possibly have a ladder all the way down to the water from the back there. Yeah, it's really now at the point where I just need to be filling stuff up. A lot of what is going to really sell this model in the end is going to be the little bits I put on it afterwards, I think, to make it look a bit more like a home. There's plenty of room down the bottom for junk and bits and pieces, so more wading through this lot, I think, and see what I can find and see where we go. I have got some bits already. These are some sci-fi bunks. These are quite nice, and I'm going to paint those. They'll get stuck inside the hab, the shack at the top, and there'll be some other little bits that go up there as well, I think. I've also made this chimney stack, which is going to go around the back over here. That will go in the back there, close off that side, bit of heat and what have you for the, it's going to be quite nice. So that's coming on. It needs texture. I might do that with some bicarb or some sand, something like that. Put it on. It needs just, and you could really do with quite a lot of that. And then I've got to sort out the water. I've got to decide if I want anything else at the water line It might be worth having another kind of little platform along this side here, a ladder down to it maybe. And it could possibly do, let's just turn back this way. Whoops. With a ladder or steps or something down to this platform here as well. Yeah, that's where we're at. So, case of getting back into the plastic cack, I think. Well, maybe it's time to look in my more organised cack drawers. They look like this. Look, they're labelled and everything. Don't know if I can find anything useful here. Was, but the one I wanted, I'd fucking lost. This is basically bits I have sorted. There's so much cack. I've got so much cack. It just needs sorting. But this has got like crates and hatches and control panels and things. I might find something of use in here. Sci-fi furniture, for example. Sci-fi doors, don't need any of those. Crates, Star Wars things, more pipes. All pipes. Right, let's have a look. After all, this is a Prometheum thing. Pipes have to provide good covers. Actually, this is the kind of thing I like the look of. I wish I had more of these. This is from some old, not Lego thing. But actually, that could just be hanging. The problem with all of this is it's just detailing. It's just little bits that need to go on. Not much height, but then it's a model on the sump, so from that point of view, it's fine. Water, need to add the water. A bit stuck, really. Engine could do with a bit more gubbins around it, I suppose, possibly. Bigger housing stuff. Clunk. Could have. What was part of it? No, that's going to be a waste of that. Right, really am scratching my head here. Right, back into the main cackpots. One of the things I have come across, I'm kind of a bit of a stump really, but one of the things I have come across is a barricade set from one of the underhive sets. So I'm thinking what I might do is build another shack on the front, on the prow here. I kind of feel that everybody, you know, out on the sump, anything that's remotely dry would provide somewhere some kind of place for some scum or another to settle down. It's fine, even if nowhere else, somewhere that's relatively dry for them to cannot live. So I'm wondering whether I can build some kind of shack somewhere else on board here out of a couple of barricades, which I'm trying to cut off now, and some more market stall. Otherwise, the other thing I suppose is the fact that it's a petrol station. Where else can you buy flowers for your wife in the underhive if it's not the petrol station? So I could set up like another market stall here, or this could even be a garage, if you like, the engineers and mechanics workshop here. Set up on the front. Oh no, it's going to be a bit weird. A bit weird, I don't know. Or do I just leave it open? This part of making the model is really a case of taking things and seeing how they kind of work in different places. I've got one of these nice bits of that could go there. If I had another, Jesus, I could even. What if I built a kind of like I did in the old days? If I built something out of the side of it, it's been bolted on. Bolt onto the side of the vessel and somebody's living on that, and then they could have a roof over it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, don't know. Barricades back here. Shit. Or is it at the point where I've got everything on that I need to get on? What if, I'll tell you what I ought to do. I should have put some barricades on the thing at the back. That would be kind of cool. Would be a sensible idea. they have to protect their kind of like the fuel station. There ought to be some kind of barricade on the back there, but that still doesn't help me. Oh, there's a half-size one there. That's quite cool. That's a good one. That could also have some kind of roof on it. Of course, if you put a roof on it, it makes it difficult to put a figure in it. But hey, what the hell? Let's see what that looks like. Let's turn this model around, bring the camera. So I'm thinking I could stick a barricade on here, like that, 1, 2 like that, bit of a barricade at the back like that, and it could even have a bit of a roof, or I could just leave it open and have it open as a kind of like a viewing port type thing. I could do that. I like the idea of building it up. It's stupid just having that platform there otherwise. I could do that, and that gives some kind of protection to the back of the fuel station. From a game point of view, that would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? So yeah, I think we're going to do that. Let's do that. Okay, Tim, good idea. I know it is. The front of the boat is giving me some aggro, but I think I've worked out what I'm going to do now. I like the fact that there's a sump mechanic on board here. So I've going to mount a little round thing there, and then I'm going to make up a unit that holds this grabby arm thing for holding onto bits of boats and stuff. So for a mechanic to work with, stick that together. Let's see what that looks like. In the meantime, stick this on here. Glue, glue, glue. This boat's got a really annoying bobbly bit on the bottom, which I can only assume is there because it doesn't have front wheels. I want to leave most of this model, or what I haven't covered already, I want to leave it now kind of open to move figures around. Sometimes I love getting all the, the close atmosphere of Necromunda, but you can suffer at times from just having too much. Not enough open space, especially as this game, there's going to be a lot of water, a lot of space where figures can't go, so I want to definitely make places where figures can go. The problem is this is round on the bottom here, and that thing here, it's got a square on the top, so I've just got to square off, I hope. Let's see if they fit together. And then that way there, the rest of this, the front of this can be kind of like clarted up with junk. Tools, toolboxes, fuel drums, the kind of stuff that I'll cut that down enough. I actually would probably be better off painting separately and sticking on, and just going through all the sprues I've got here. It's like I want to equip the shack up the top. I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go through all the... I'll put it this way round so it's not quite so obvious. Neat, following straight lines of everything else, and also won't hang over the edge of the base when I'm putting it away. Do that like that, I think that will look pretty cool. And then it's going to need a little control panel in front of it to operate it. So, like that. God, I love polystyrene cement. I'll give it a minute. So yeah, it needs a control panel. We can do that. We can go in the drawer that says control panels, pull something out, or we can pull something off one of these sprues. Where's the one with the barricades? That's got control panels on it, hasn't it? Yeah, see, something like this parked in front of it. Behind it would work for the mechanic operating it. Oh. The next mission, I think, then with this tomorrow is going to be trying to find some tissue paper doing the water. I don't know if I have any. Oh shit, I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't know if I've got any around at the minute. So I'll have to, if necessary, go and get some. Tissue paper water is my method of choice when doing this stuff, and at some point I really am going to have to get out all of the sump models all in one go and paint all the water the same colour, because it's not, definitely isn't all the same colour at the moment. Right, okay, so there's a little control panel going on the front of my grabby crane arm. Actually, I've got so many things going off now glue wise, it's not going to be long before I'm going to want to stop tonight, just to let all the glue set in all the different places. Cool. But I think I do want to add another key landing point back here for the people living on board, and some ladders and stuff to get up and down to their gaff. So I've used another walkway from the Ashway stuff and some old ammo boxes as floats, some Playmobil stairs which I'm going to put over here like this. I'll move that out a little bit, and then that way there I've got a little key at the back to bring along boats for the people who live there, not using the fuel, kind of like jetty, which is quite cool. They can just park a boat there on the end or on the side, and that works quite well, so I'm going to stick that on. Right over the back over here. I don't think the Playmobil stairs will be affected by polystyrene cement, so I'm using the Bostik on the Yoo-hoo on that. Move it out a bit. Alright, so there's a bit hanging away from the edge, and on the top that hangs on there. Ready for some water there. That's come along nice now. I need to block off each end of that because that looks a bit shit. Don't know what with though. See what I can find. Right. Ladders all round. Final stage of construction really, I think, before I get into doing the water. Don't want to do much more. So we're going to put ladders over here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See where we are. Okay, at this stage, I'm stopping for the night. It's early, but I've got. I want to let all the glue that I've done today, which is go off and solidify. So that's with the crane at the front, and at the pipes over here, and at the deck jetty down here, and up here on the back tower. And I put a little platform in and a ladder here. I've got to put another ladder in, but I want to let all of that dry off before I start doing the water, because I need to be able to rough handle the model for a little while, and then I'm going to find a whole load of details that I'm going to my burner and my chimney and my beds that I'm going to paint separate and stick in, because I've already discovered it can be a right bastard trying to paint stuff in there. So paint it, stick it in, going to be way cooler. So I'm jacking it in for the night. Early, fantastic. Okay, so it's the following day, and model is all pretty much dry. All of this is good and solid now. So the next job, Sunday morning, it's blowing a hoolie outside. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so it's the following day. I kind of went to bed early last night. Well, I didn't. Stopped in here and then I can't stay up and watch Solo, Star Wars movie. Looked at Lord of the Rings figures. Because with the exception of a few rogues, I now have enough figures to do all of the Scouring and Shire campaign. Which means I might have to build some Shire stuff next year. Who knows? Anyway, where are we? Oh yeah, the model itself is now all the glue's good and solid. Everything's solid on there. I'm well pleased with that. And what I now need to do, if I could do anything else, is the water texture. And like all my other sump builds, we're going to do that the same way, which is using a tissue paper technique. Now, I saw somebody else doing this the other day, talking about the tissue paper technique. I didn't know anybody else did it. I've never seen anybody else do it. It's kind of cool. So I like to think I'm a pioneer in the tissue paper technique. I don't know. If you've seen it around for years and years and years, give me a shout if you think it's kind of like, well, no, Tim, you were one of the first. That's cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a large amount of Mod Podge. Woohoo! Mod Podge mat. I'm going to tear up pieces of tissue paper. I'm going to stick them on all around the edge to get a nice texture, and then leave that to dry for most of the day while we go and do other stuff. And then hopefully this evening I'll be in a position where actually I can start putting other stuff. Well, the other thing that's really needs, it could do with some, I think it could do with some rivets. But what it could really do with is texture, rusty kind of things. Sand, fine sand, bicarbonate soda maybe mixed with stuff, that kind of thing. In different places, because at the minute it's still a really smooth texture on the bottom of the boat, which is no good. I need to do something about that. I want this to look rough as rough before I then start applying, you know, oh my god, dirty down rust. Although that's not good because that's run out. I have got AK corrosion texture, mind you, diorama corrosion texture, so as long as it hasn't dried out, I'll be able to apply a load of that. So here we go, let's get on with the water texture. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so 10 sheets of tissue paper from the works for £1, so not an expensive effect to do this. Doesn't matter what colours you use because it's still going to get painted anyway. Take your sheets of tissue paper, unravel your sheets of tissue paper, green. Okay, what I'm going to do, I don't know how other people do this, but the way I do this is this. I take first of all my glue, Mod Podge, because I like Mod Podge because it doesn't contract in the same way that other PVAs do. And I'm going to paint all over the model with it. Well, the bit I'm doing, you can't paint too much because what tends to happen is it dries out before you've applied the paper. So paint the surface. The bit I'm doing. Liberally just slap it on here. Don't have to pay a great deal of attention. You can use a pretty big brush. I'm going up the edge of the model there a little bit because I'm probably going to use it to seal some of this really rough cutting going on there. And then all the way to the front. Okay. Take your tissue paper. Tear your tissue paper. Lay your tissue paper. What I should try to do is tear all the straight edges, because if they do end up blending together, torn bits blend much better than straight bits. Does mean you end up getting a bit of tissue paper confetti all over the place. And then just lay it on. Lay it onto the PVA, onto your glue. And the whole point is it doesn't matter if it wrinkles up at this stage. In fact, we want a bit of wrinkle because what we want is water movement That's just going to hang over the edge. That's fine when it goes solid. Trim that off nice and easy. So another bit there. Again, tear, tear, tear. Where you get it overlaying, and what I will end up doing anyway, is putting glue over the top as well. Right, so I've got a bit of an issue down here behind this sticking out here. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm taking my tissue paper and twisting it up. Actually, doesn't matter if it's going to be a bit twisting up like that, and I'm going to lay that down in that gap. And again, Mod Podge is my friend. I'm just going to pile on the glue here, let the glue do its job, which is going to be soak into the tissue paper. Wish I thought about that earlier. I could have a go at blocking up some of the big gaps. We're giving it a bit of a twist, 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 twist. Laying that in that side. Glue, glue, glue. Just stick it in. Ton of glue. Doesn't matter if the glue goes up on the side of the model, because that's all going to just add more texture to the model, which is fine. So, but what it does do is it doesn't leave any flat bits around here, which is cool. The tissue paper just absorbs all the moisture, so you can bash it right down, which is great. So actually the water on this model is the cost of the PVA glue on the Mod Podge. Don't know how much that is. It's about £8 a pop, but I haven't used it all. So I've used a fraction of that. Probably a quid's worth of glue, 10p worth of tissue paper, and I should end up with quite an effective water surface that I can paint a bit later. Leave it today, throughout the day, and it'll dry off quite nicely. Especially if I turn a heater on in the workshop. Job done, nearly. Okay, so I have trimmed the edges, and while that was all going on, I also put loads of Mod Podge on the model and then dumped bicarbonate of soda onto it, which is then stuck in many places, giving me a rusty effect, or not a rusty effect, but texture on the metal. So from that point of view, I'm quite pleased with that. That'll make it more interesting to paint. I might do some more as it goes, because I didn't put any on any of this, or on my stairs or various other places. What I want is, when I'm painting, I want to have something I can paint against. Painting flat plastic of the Playmobil toy, very difficult. So now I can see the wood for the trees. I might do a little bit more. Although what I might actually do is prime this now, spray it black, and do the rest with textured kind of like paints and things. Alright, so here we are, undercoated. You can see now, hopefully, the tarnished bits that I've done with bicarb. Really should have just covered the whole thing in here, really. It's been black coated and then metallic sprayed as well to get into all the metal bits, and now I really just need to get on and paint the details and stuff. So this is going to be the dull bit on the whole. Here's my little box of detaily bits that also need painting individually, because they're now going to be sticking them in and ting, and that'll add to the whole model as well, which is going to be neat. Yeah, so there are bunks and things and stuff, and yeah, that way I can whoop, that way I can add details, paint them, stick them into the model, and that'll be kind of like cool. So what I really need to do is pull my finger out and get on with it now. The good news is I have a new bottle of Dirty Down Rust. Going to use this a lot on here because this is manky and horrible. Then I've got to paint the water and things. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of getting this stuff painted, because we all know how much I love the paint side of this kind of like work. And here we go from there, really. Look at this kind of like little funky kind of pipes I can have coming out of the top or the bottom or somewhere, a clunk like that, and pipes running down, or pipes running across the floor. How about a pipe running across the floor, that kind of thing, down to the edge of the thing like that, and it will just kind of go and get, yep. Anyway, I'm going to paint it first, then start on the details. I need to find some paint, don't I? Oh, and then I need to think about this thing. Because it struck me last night that I haven't got any lights on this, and most of my models light up, so ping. I need to work out a way of getting a bottle garland onto the model somehow. Then I can have a string of lights in the house and what have you. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's crack on. What? Okay, model's got a paint job. Fairly basic at this point, but certainly enough I could put it on the table straight away if I wanted to. Various bits have been detailed. Leaky oil drums. Most of the other detailed parts I've kind of painted and stuck on. Here we got the chimney stack. Inside, I'll get a camera off later. There are beds in here. There's a lamp up here. We got toolboxes and bits and pieces down here. They could do with more details being picked out on them, but they're good to go. This I've left as a separate single piece, so it can be moved around as a piece of scatter. And actually, all I need to do to get this really to the point where it's finished to go on the tabletop is paint the water, and then I'm just going to keep coming back to this and picking out more detail. So the canopies need some dry brushing and highlighting, that kind of thing. The inside of the lookout post up here also needs some more attention, bits and pieces, but I want to get paint on it. I want to get water painted, so then I feel like I'm kind of like there with this really. Now, so I'm going to use a lot of paint, I should think. So I'm using a mix of larger acrylics. So I'm not using figure paints. I'm going to use some Winsor & Newton acrylic green. The dark green is very much like, you know, it's called phthalo green, or as we call it, Caliban, or Dark Angels. So that's going to go in there. A bit of, I think. I need to take the top of that. Yep. Splodge of that. Come on. There we go. Splodge of that. And I'm going to add a bunch of graduate acrylic Daler and Roney, yellow ochre. These haven't been used for a little while, so the tops are a bit solid. I'm going to mix that up, and I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to mix into that Mod Podge gloss, because that way we'll go shiny. Now the one thing I'm not worried about in a minute is what the other bases look like. This is going to be green. I'm going to add some brown to it as well, make it horrible. When this model is done, I think I'm going to make one rectangle. I keep threatening to make one or two rectangles of just empty water. When that is done, I'm going to get all of it out. That's going to need more brown than that. And then paint all the water again, all the same colour, frankly. I might have used too much of that Caliban, because that way there I can have a consistent green right across the board. Right now what I'm going for is just a manky, sumpy water. Daler and Rowney. Olive green as well going into the mix. Haven't added the glue yet. Should have started with that by the looks of things. What I want to do is just get green sump kind of water on this. See where we go from there. Mod Podge gloss smells so weird. There it goes. In there. Gloopy gloop. Some of the gloopy is quite gloopy, this. Obviously won't be painting those bits on. Probably being really wasteful doing this, but Mod Podge, A, helps seal it, B, gives it a gloss finish, C, makes all the paint go that bit further, so this white nature doesn't affect the colour of everything else. So, it's kind of the green. I seem to remember some of the other boards are kind of bleh. Get a different brush. Fat brush, old brush, here we go. And paint. Oh, you get the idea, don't you? See me painting Fitz green, do you, Brian? And there you go. That was my two-parter. My new build, the Sump Fuel Station, Prometheum Station, if you will. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's one of those models that I've had to kind of like draw to a close. Well, probably, certainly from a video making point of view, I've kind of like drawn the line under it, had to stop. It's the kind of model that I could just keep adding to. I really, really could. I absolutely love it. It's kind of cool. Look, it's still here. There's so many details and bits and pieces you can put on it. I could just keep going and going and going, and the paint job could get more and more complex. It certainly needs more from a painting point of view, to be quite honest. There could be more detail and bits and pieces going to that without any shadow of a doubt. But I am always under a great deal of pressure to get these kind of things done and move on and get the next project up and underway. So I'm entirely happy with the model as it is there, and I would gladly put that on the tabletop and get playing with that. So what I think is going to happen when moving forward with this is when I've got to the point where I've got most of the table done, and you might have noticed just then, if you haven't, here is one of the fabled extra boards that I've been talking about making for ages. Just plain sump water, obviously needs finishing because I haven't even cut the excess tissue paper off. But I am now at the point where I'm adding extra boards in so I can have more sump as well. So when I'm at the point where I think I've got it all done and I need to now get it all out and work out exactly what else I need, I'm then going to paint all the sump water universal colour and then go back and start detailing in bits and pieces. But this has been a really good fun build. I'm really pleased to have used up lots of bits that have been kicking around in the office. The whole point of this model in many ways was to get rid of that bit of tanker that just kept falling off shelves, and now it's a model and it's going in a case and it'll be there and it's great, and I've used loads of other bits and pieces. So this really has been a great kit bash trash build kind of thing, because it hasn't cost me anything at all apart from the £1 or so for new tissue paper to go and make the sump paper. Oh, and the cost of the boards. But dirt cheap model for me, because it's just a case of working your way through. And what I'm going to aim to do, I think, in 2025 is mostly work through different stuff I've got in different cupboards and crates and boxes around about the place, and stop spending money on my hobby while I've got so much of it piled up. I know every gamer says something like that, but actually I'm trying to pare it down to what I'm going to play practically, what I've got time to play and what I'd like to make, and then that way they are being more realistic and practical about what I'm doing. So having stuff, ignoring the stuff on the shelves and going out and getting new stuff. Genuinely, I mean, let's face it, if we weren't all seriously neurodiverse, we'd sit there and look at that from a rational point of view and go, yeah, that's just bonkers, use the stuff you've already got. So that's what I've done in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you leave comments down below. If you're new to my channel and you haven't seen any other the other Necromunda content, there's loads to watch. If you are new to the channel, please click like and subscribe and do all that kind of thing. Let me know what you think of this model. Let me know if you could think of anything else I need on the sump. What else needs to go out there? By the time you're bearing in mind, I've got the water reclamation site, I've got the fueling depot, I've got the condos, I've got a number of different ways people live out there. We've got the corridor shrine, we've got the Sump Sea wall, we've got the what else is there, the enforcers precinct, there's all sorts of bits and pieces that have been made already. Is there something else I could add to my Sump collection? What do you think? What else would be worth adding to these builds? I'm now going to get out of the way and let you have a look at this model and see if I've got out a few bits of other bits of Sump out and put them together, see what it's starting to look like. Thank you very much for watching Magathea Builder Worlds. Sign up at Patreon, patreon.com/Magathea Builder Worlds. You know the deal. And hopefully we might even get another video in before Christmas. If that's too much to ask, then happy Christmas. Get your ho ho ho, now I have a Proxon shirt from me at Facebook or on the Patreon page or the YouTube community. And I wish you all a very happy Christmas. If we get another video in for that, then I wish you a very happy Christmas then too. This has been Magathea Builder Worlds. Over and out.